Welcome back to the DAWGCAST, a podcast for happy dogs. As always, I am your host, comedian, podcaster, and guy who's wondering if doing this podcast makes him a little bit insane, Pat More Comedy, joined as always by my esteemed co-host, podcaster, Pomeranian, and natural antidepressant, Ozzy Oscar the Pom.
How you doing this week, Dad?
Well, to be honest with you, I'm a bit down.
Really? It looks more like you're sitting to me.
No, I mean emotionally.
You're emotionally down? Have you tried a high five emotionally?
No, it's not. I'm not talking about tricks. I just mean I'm a bit sad today.
Oh, you're sad. Oh, okay. Well, then you should try a high five. That's what I do when I'm sad, and then I get a treat, and I'm happy again.
I mean, I'm an adult. I can get myself a treat whenever I want to. In fact, that's part of the problem. And an indication of when I'm struggling is if I start getting myself way too many treats.
Well, then what do you have to be sad about? You have all the treats you can want.
Well, sometimes I battle with a mental health issue called depression. And it makes me feel sad.
Ew, like a sickness? Can I catch it?
Well, kind of, but you can't catch it. It can be genetic, but you don't have to worry about it. I don't think dogs can get it. It's more of a human brain thing.
So you're like a crazy person?
No, I'm not crazy. It's just something that comes up for me from time to time. You know, something that I need to be aware of and manage so that it doesn't get out of control.
Well, what happens if it gets out of control?
Well, if it gets really bad, you start thinking it might be easier if you weren't around.
What do you mean not around? Like not around the house? Like going for a walk?
Kind of, you know, like going for a long walk that you never come back from, you know, just no longer existing and being here alive.
You mean like dying? Why on earth would you want that?
I don't. And that's why I say it's a sickness, you know. It's not normal or even okay to have those type of thoughts.
Yeah, and it would be incredibly selfish. Like, what about all the people that care about you? What about me?
Yes, of course. I agree it's selfish. But when someone is feeling that way, you can't tell them that. I mean, that might even make it worse.
Well, can you tell them about parks?
I mean, sure, but what about parks?
That they could go to one. They could run around. They could play fetch. They could doze off while watching the sunset. They could feel the grass beneath their paws, listen to the birds singing love songs, breathing in the scrumptious smell of fresh dog shit.
Well, you had me up until the dog shit, but I see your point. You know, you can remind them about all of the ways that being alive is so special.
Yeah, like how could you not want to be here when there are belly rubs and bike rides and Christmas trees and finding something smelly to roll around in?
Okay, yes, you're right. There are so many things that make it amazing to be on this planet. For me, rolling around in something smelly isn't one of them, but I can replace that with, say, hugs. And you are right. It is very important to remember those things.
And I'll make you a deal.
What's that?
Anytime you're feeling down or depressed, you come tell me, and you can rub my belly until you feel better, okay?
Aw, buddy. Thank you. I will. That's a deal.
Because honestly, I get why you'd be sad. You're thousands of miles away from your family. You've chosen an unstable and unforgiving career that is going to make you suffer a lot more, and you'll have to get really lucky if you want it to work out. Not to mention, you're way too old to be as poor as you are. And, I mean, the future of the world, that seems pretty bleak. Oh, and your friends, they must hate how flaky you are, not to mention the talking over people thing.
Wait, what? Did they do?
Well, that's all the time we have for this week's DAWGCAST, a podcast for people who believe the good life is finding something smelly to roll in. If you're enjoying the podcast, why not share it with a friend who's happy? As always, I've been your host and guy whose belly is totally about to be rubbed, Oscar the Pom, joined as always by my co-host who has a lot to live for, Pat More Comedy. We'll see you next Wednesday. Bye-bye.